G'day Sales World, Gavin Ty, founder of Sales Market Fit and Enterprise SaaS salesperson. Today we're going to speak about the dangers of automating too early within your business. One of the critical factors in developing the right sales strategy framework is getting feedback from the market and your potential clients so you can iterate your processes, your messaging, your approach to get the right outcomes, which is sales within your business. And if you automate too quickly, you lose that potential to get feedback because you're not having that one-on-one interaction. In this video today, I'm going to speak about 3 common areas in which businesses try to automate too soon. Now, there's a golden rule when it comes to automating in your sales process or strategy, and that is you should only automate what you can already do. Now, there's 2 reasons for this. If anything breaks, you need to be able to take over. And secondly, you need to know you're getting the right outcome from automation because you can already do it. It's when you don't know what works and you try to automate, how do you know if it's working? Or how do you know to improve it because you haven't done it already? Okay, let's get into it. Now, one of the first areas in which businesses try to outsource their sales process or strategy is when a founder is struggling to sell. They think they don't have the sales skills to be able to win clients within their business. So what they do there is try to automate, so to speak, the sales process by bringing on a salesperson. Now, the challenge here is how do you know the salesperson is being effective? Because often a sale is not binary. It's not a 0 or a 1. It's a series of steps along the way to get through a buying choice. Now, if you're a business owner or a founder and you don't know what those steps are, you don't have the right strategy, how do you know if that salesperson is being effective? There are plenty of bad salespeople out there, and I've seen it time and time again. A founder without the skills or trying to learn the skills only realizes 6 or 12 months down the track that they're not being effective, and they have no choice but to let them go. So that wastes valuable money and valuable runway. Now, to prevent this, you need to have the right sales strategy in your business. And that needs to be focused on helping your customer along their buying journey to get to a decision to buy you as quick as you can. You don't need to be perfect at this. You just need to know the gates or the stages or what you're working towards, and then work with your salesperson to get them up to speed and to be adding content or knowledge into your framework. And so you can piece by piece add to that framework over time. And then you're getting a return on investment from that salesperson as quickly as possible. Then even if they leave the business within 6 or 12 months, you're adding to that framework over time. The founder's knowledge is critical in developing the right process in your business or the right strategy. But you need to work with that salesperson if you have to bring them in. But you also need to know how to bring clients on that journey and get them to buy your product. Because remember the golden rule. If something breaks, you need to be able to step in and take over. Or how do you know that they're producing the right outcome? You need to know what that outcome looks like. You don't need to be great at it. You just need to know how to do it. The second area in which people try to automate too quickly is outsourcing their lead generation, either bringing on an SDR team or outsourcing it to an external agency. Now, in my journey as an enterprise salesperson, generating interest with the market for a new product or entering new markets is really, really difficult. It takes a lot of iteration and contact time with the market to shape your message and go, right, that didn't work. Yes, that worked. Okay, that got us a little step closer. Okay, let's change the message this way, and so on and so forth. If you outsource that to a team or an external company too soon, you lose that ability for feedback. I remember one year I did the conference circuit in the business that I was in, and there was like 5 or 6 conferences that we were going to in a row. The first or second conference, we weren't getting great interest, and then we finally nailed the message, and everything changed from that point forward, and we were starting to get leads hand over fist within the business. It requires feedback. So you need to be able to get that feedback and then shape and share that messaging with an external lead generation company or the SDR team, and ensure you're getting the right outcomes from that messaging when you transfer it to one of those departments or one of those areas. Because again, remember the golden rule. You should only automate what you can already do. Because if something goes wrong, your team or you need to be able to step back in and be able to conduct that function until you can find another solution. And you also need to know that they're producing the right results. Because if you don't give an external lead generation company the right outcomes, they will make up their own outcomes. And often that is just to book meetings. But your outcome is you want to book meetings with customers that have the problems that you solve and are looking for a solution. Very different there. Let's move on to the last area. The last area is using automation software too soon. And automation software could be outbound email sequencing software or automatic LinkedIn connecting or messaging software. Now, first and foremost, I think these are critical in every business. I think outbound email sequencing software is even more important than a CRM in the early days. But with any tool, it requires skill. If you're trying to generate interest by emailing individual people without using automation software, and you're not getting a very good response rate, you are not going to get that great response rate if you're using automation software. Shit in, shit out. Remember that. So what we need to do is be able to hone our messaging and get the right outcomes and then slowly transfer that into outbound email sequencing software. When I first started using this software, I used a platform called Clenty. Now, Clenty allowed me to send bespoke emails, and with the Gmail plugin, what I would do is I would just attach a follow-up sequence of 4 or 5 emails after that to jog a memory back to that first email. And once I started getting a really good response rate on those emails, I'll try to automate that email, test it in a sequence with 4 or 5 different companies. And if I got the right outcome, I would start scaling it more slowly. Now there becomes a law of diminishing returns when it comes to cold email outreach. And what I'll do is I'll put a link to a video up here that explains about the law of diminishing returns. You need to know how to get that outcome first before you start using automation software. Now, also when it comes to automatic connecting or messaging on LinkedIn, maybe that doesn't work for your market. For the market that I work in my day job, I use LinkedIn for a very different reason. And messaging is a strategy, but it's not my first strategy. So it may not have the outcome that you want. But I've only come to that conclusion in my industry because I've tested it many, many times. You need to know what messaging works before you apply it to automation software. And then monitor the response rate. If you're not getting the response that you're getting manually, something's broken and you need to investigate that and fix it. So I hope this has given you context today about the 3 common areas in which businesses try to automate too quick, trying to accelerate their sales strategy. Again, you need to be able to do it first before you start bringing in automation slowly, because you need to make sure you get the right outcomes. If you're watching this video today and you've tried automating something too quick within your sales process and you've learned a valuable lesson, I'd love to hear it in the comments below so you could potentially share it with other viewers of the video so we could start helping each other. Finally, I'm releasing regular content on sales strategy and other topics around sales process for business. If this interests you, hit the like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and you'll be notified of when new content comes out. Until next time, I'll see you later.